So James, this is a tremendous role for you. This is, I would argue, probably the biggest kind of gut punch role of the film. What was it like for you, or what trepidation did you have in taking on a role like this?
I like challenges, man. I like pressure. I mean, if there was any trepidation, was the pressure of coming in and representing Tyrone Woods. I mean, he's not here to tell his own story. You know, he made the ultimate sacrifice that night to help other people, and so there was a lot of emphasis on getting it right.
You're working with Michael Bay, who is known as a challenging director. What was your Michael Bay experience like?
Mine was intense. It was intense, and I love the guy, and I'd love to work with him again. He's a strong director. He works fast. You know, he's the type of guy that you need to do all your preparation beforehand. You better be ready, man, because on day one, you need to be ready to do anything in that script at any point, at any time, because things can change very quickly.
Yes.
And the beautiful thing about it is that as fast as he runs and as intense as he is, if you can run on that same pace, he turns around and he trusts you and respects you. And he gave me a long leash. He gave me a long leash, man, and he let me run with it. He let John run with it. He let all of us run with it and really try to create these characters. He had a lot of respect for the storytelling process.
How did you get into Roan's Head for this role?
First thing I did is I went up and I met with the real Jack Silva, who John Krasinski plays, and Jack Silva prefers to remain private. And we spent some time together, and Jack also served with Tyrone in the Navy SEALs, so they served in the SEAL teams, and it was very important to me to get that part of it first, because that's where Ty comes from. You know, I think I want to clarify that Ty spent 20 years in the Navy SEALs. He did a lot of things that you don't hear about. You know, he didn't do things for a pat on the back. This man was a silent warrior, and he was put here to do a certain thing in life, and you know, so, but to get that part and then come into this and tell this story. And we also had the real guys with us on set, so there was always this movement to keep things on the right path and to not stray into some other gray area.
What was it like for all of you guys working together? Were you able to kind of form those bonds early on, like the team bonds that like these guys would typically already have or develop there? Were you guys able to do that prior to shooting?
So interesting, man, because you talk to those guys, the real guys, you know, in the contracting world, these guys don't know each other. You know, and for instance here, you know, some of them had only talked to each other for a few months. You know, so there's this constant rotating kind of schedule. But what they bond over is the fact that they're training. It's the past experiences that they know each other and they trust each other and they can move to each other and do their work. And it's very similar in the acting world. You know, Michael put together a group of 6 guys that we might not know each other, but we have enough years, we have enough experience, and we're there for the right reasons, and we're like-minded enough that what you find is professionally, you just gel. And we became a really close-knit, bearded unit.
Did making this movie change your real-world perspective at all?
Everything changes, man. You know what I mean? Every movie you do, you changes the way you see things, and you leave pieces of yourself behind. Then you pick up new ones and put them in, and you carry those off. You know, this was a wild experience. We shot in Malta and Morocco, and obviously the subject matter is very intense, and we're dealing with a real story, and so we're taking the job very seriously, and we're working under very intense circumstances. I'm also working with actors from Libya. I'm working with actors, Moroccan actors. We had an international crew, so there was this great multicultural exchange going on when the cameras weren't rolling.
Yeah.
I think it changed all of us.